Okay, quickly, I'm just going to go through this little camera here that we just got. It's a 5K camera, so this is pretty cool, actually. My 12-year-old's getting into photography, interested in it, and I didn't want him using my big, expensive camera, so I thought, why not get him something that he can use and have for his own, that I'm not too super worried about him losing or damaging or whatever. That said, this is a pretty good camera. I'm really impressed with it. So let's go through a few of the features. So the video resolution for this camera is 3840 by 2160. And the stills resolution is 6880 by 5160. Editing note here, after doing some more work with the camera and turning the settings up, etc., we actually found that the full resolution is 8000 by 6000 pixels, as you see here. Quality is decent. The depth of color, etc. is quite good. You can fix stuff up in post-processing, of course, but if you don't have to do that, all the better. And this camera does quite well even without the post-processing. So starting on the front of the camera, you have, of course, the lens, 16 times powerful zoom. The f is 2.2 to 3.37. Autofocus, fully autofocus. Now, this is kind of a retro style camera. The lens looks removable, but it is not, and there is no focus ring on this lens. It's completely autofocus. The flash module is right there. There's also a hot shoe on top where you could add your own flash if you so desire. The viewing lens is here, and this is where you will look through to frame your photos from this side. That's just clear, straight glass. There is no electronics in there. On the back side, we have, of course, the viewing lens we just discussed. There's a proximity sensor just beside that. And what that does is when your face comes in front of it, it turns off the main screen, both to save battery and to allow you to focus on the light that's coming from there. This is a selfie camera, so in addition to having this lens, they have a lens here as well that's activated by pushing the selfie button here. That will turn off this camera and activate this camera into selfie mode so you can take a selfie. This is just a status indicator light. It'll be different colors depending on what you're doing. The zoom in and zoom out functions, and those are available both in video and still shooting. Display, this little ring here goes through your menu, so you've got your display in the menu, menu OK button in the middle, flash on, off, and auto on the right, and then timed photos on the left. And then when you're viewing photos, down here, this is the view photo button. You can delete them by hitting that button and confirming with OK. And of course, here's your menu button to start the whole thing off. On the top of the camera, we have, of course, I mentioned earlier, the hot shoe comes with a protective clip that goes in there to keep that kind of dry and clean. This is the power button. You hold that down for 2 to 3 seconds. It will activate the camera. This is your shooting mode dial. So it goes from automatic through burst photos, time photos, three kinds of video. So they have time lapse, slow motion, and regular video there. Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll go through with the screen and show you that. On this side of the camera, there's nothing too fancy, just a strap hole that you can attach a strap, and they did include a strap. On the other side, there's a rubber door that houses behind it, has plugins for HDMI, USB, USB-C, and a microphone. So this microphone is actually a feature that I don't see on a lot of cameras. The ability to have a microphone both for vlogging or, you know, talking head interviews, etc. It's really nice to have an external microphone capability, so you can plug in a wired microphone to that. That'll improve your audio quality quite substantially. On the bottom, we have a 1/4 20 thread pitch tripod adapter. And then here's the port where you access both the battery, and it comes with a 800 milliamp hour 3.7 volt lithium ion, as well as your SD card. And it came with this memory card included, 32 gigabytes. Also included with the camera is this lifetime reliable warranty card, 18-month replacement and 30-day refund. There's a brief introduction to shooting videos and stills. You can read through that if you're new to cameras, new to shooting, so that's quite informative, as well as the 5K HD digital camera user manual. So I went through this, and I'll just go quickly here so you can see, and feel free to pause the video at any time if you want to take a closer look at this stuff. They go through in kind of pretty good detail about how to get started, using the camera, parts of the camera, features of the camera, etc., like any user manual would. And battery installation, charging the battery, formatting the memory card. That's important. When you first get a new memory card, you should always format it in the device you're going to be using it in, of course. Basic shooting operations, so they go through the basic stuff. So there's that selfie mode switch. That's kind of cool, actually. My son really enjoys that. Because in selfie mode, you can, of course, see what you're shooting when you're shooting yourself. And then it goes through recording video. So again, feel free to pause the video at any point here if you want to have a better look at any of these pages. I'm going to go through them quickly for the sake of not boring you to death if you're not interested. So quite inclusive, this entire thing. At the end, oh, webcam. It also operates as a webcam, and that's quite cool. It's a good quality webcam. So a lot of webcams today are not that great, and this gives you a kind of a leg up on the competition if you're looking for a high quality webcam. And then some user guidelines at the back, and of course there's always the safety precautions. Also included, it comes with this charge cord and plug adapter, an HDMI cable for viewing on external monitors. This plugs right into the camera as well as into a monitor that receives HDMI, a carrying strap with a quick release function, which is quite good, so you can release it quickly from the camera as you're shooting or need to move about. A second 800 milliamp lithium polymer battery, lithium ion, sorry, 3.7 volt. A small case for the SD card, or to put a spare SD card in if you want. And finally, it comes with this carrying case, which is likely not waterproof, but it will be water repellent at the very least, and will keep your camera nice and clean and dry for transport. So I've been using the camera quite a bit, or my son has, so we'll see how much battery life. He used it all day yesterday, and I know he didn't charge the battery. So holding down the power button, the power comes on. We still have, looks like 1/3 battery left, so that's quite good. And we'll zoom in here, zoop, there we go. So when we're looking at the menu, so first you click on menu, and that brings up your menu. So here's your time-lapse video menu. And I'm not going to explain each one of these things. I think this is up to you to kind of get to know and learn. But for sake of this video, you can go through this and see what's what. When we change, let's get out of here. When we change our mode, so let's go to regular video and hit menu again, we're into a slightly different menu. And this is just for regular shooting mode. If we go to full auto stills and hit menu again, now this is going to be the menu for just doing still images. So resolution, you can see the various resolutions. We have it on not even the highest setting, we have it on the next setting, and that's quite large. Let's go back one. ISO, we keep it on auto. You can adjust the ISO for shooting, and that's usually a good thing, but for my son, he's starting out just on regular auto ISO. Exposure compensation, we've left that at 0. Quality, we keep that on high, and the date stamp, we don't want that on at all. So I'll go through the various modes on the mode wheel here so you can see that. So we have time-lapse video, slow motion video, loop record, regular video, time-lapse photo, self-timer, photo burst, regular photos, and we're back to time-lapse video. And for the selfie function, I'll show you that here. It's this button here. When I push that, there we are, and there's my face. So when you're done shooting, you can go back up to the top, hold down the power button for 2 to 3 seconds, and it says goodbye, or bye-bye, and you're done. So again, for the money, this is a pretty good option as far as a point-and-shoot camera that also does decent quality video. It has some image stabilization, but if you're going to do anything serious with video, you're going to want a gimbal or a run-and-gun cam or something like that to stabilize this, or just set it on a tripod. You can do amazing work on a tripod as well. But for the point-and-shoot and running around video, it was pretty shaky when my son was doing it. Mind you, he's 12, so I don't know how steady he is. It's a great camera. I would definitely recommend this if you're looking for a low to mid-range camera for the price that does decent work both in stills and video. Alright, that's 2 thumbs up for me. We'll catch you next time. Alright, thanks for watching, and here's a few still images and video of what the camera took. Just straight off the card, no editing. Just what you'll get when you get the SD card out after taking some pictures and video. Thanks for watching.